All new at 5:30, a Durham gymnastics coach faces new sexual assault allegation.
Stephen Maness turned himself in on a fourth charge of taking indecent liberties with a minor at Bull City Gymnastics, and prosecutors say there could be even more victims.
WRAL Investigates Joe Fisher has been following this case now for nearly 2 years and explains why the state has withdrawn its plea deal.
Stephen Maness not only coached at Bull City Gymnastics, he owned the gym where 4 young girls say they were inappropriately touched over the course of several years. His attorney denies those allegations, saying any touching that happened inside the gym was not sexual in nature.
The next matter for the court is the state versus Stephen Maness.
Stephen Maness appears before a judge as the accusers sit in the courtroom. After nearly 2 years, they're looking for closure, looking for justice.
I just want to be there to support them and support their families.
Abigail Davis is a close friend of the 4 girls who are willing to be shown in our story after accusing Maness of inappropriate touching at Bull City Gymnastics.
He was supposed to be there and teach us and help us learn how to be better, but he took a lot away from us.
The 41-year-old owner and coach was initially charged with 3 counts each of indecent liberties with a minor and sexual battery. Earlier this year, the state offered a plea deal, reducing the felonies to misdemeanor child abuse, assault on a child, and assault on a female. At a March court hearing, a judge neither accepted or rejected the plea, raising concern that Maness would not have to register as a sex offender.
We don't believe it's inappropriate touching. We believe it's touching that is consistent with the sport. It may have been touching that was unwanted, which makes it an assault, but that is different than any sexually inappropriate touching.
Now, the state has withdrawn the plea altogether, hinting at potential additional victims. But Maness's attorney, Melissa Owen, says her client has already admitted guilt to the lesser charges, tainting any potential jury.
We can't allow the state to walk away from a deal that my client has held up every single aspect that he agreed to hold up, and then they're trying to change the game after the fact.
Prosecutors say the court never accepted the deal. A mother of one of the accusers tells WRAL it has been really difficult waiting for a resolution. I try to look at all of the delays in a positive light because it has actually given other victims and individuals with relevant information the time they needed to be ready to speak up, and has ultimately strengthened our case considerably.
There's a lot of trauma, PTSD. I know being touched like that, you're gonna have trauma, and you might have a hard time finding relationships and connecting with people in a physical way.
The gymnasts want Maness to have sex offender status. However, the defense argues an evaluation has already determined Maness does not display psychological or psychosexual characteristics that are often displayed by men who sexually abuse minors.
There was nothing sexually motivated in this case.
And the judge has decided to take this case under advisement before making a final decision about whether that initial plea deal must stand. I'm Joe Fisher, WRAL News, Durham.
Maness is listed as ineligible by the U.S. Center for Safe Sport. That means he no longer is able to coach at a gym affiliated with USA Gymnastics.